Let's wrap up the Gwyneth Paltrow trial, the skiing trial. She was in this now for a few weeks and won everything there was to win yesterday. We touched on it briefly earlier. The judge and jury came down on Gwyneth Paltrow's side entirely.
Do we know, Kelly, how long the jurors debated?
Not long. It didn't. It ended up, it's a good question. But they were not expecting the judgment back so soon, the verdict.
Did not take long, because I read, I guess, that both sides had rested.
They had.
And the case was in the hands of the jurors, and just a couple of hours later.
It was like that Murdoch trial. It was like, you expect it to go to at least today or even Monday, and they came back last night and decided for her. We have the actual verdict here for Gwyneth Paltrow.
Has the jury reached a verdict?
Was Gwyneth Paltrow at fault? No. Was Terry Sanderson at fault? Yes. Did Terry Sanderson's fault cause Gwyneth Paltrow's harm? Yes. What percent of the fault do you assign to Terry Sanderson? 100%. Damages. What amount fairly compensates Gwyneth Paltrow for economic damages? $1.
Man, you're just going to say it out like that.
Just said it out. Now, hold on. We also have Paltrow's attorney and his comments afterward.
It's all there, black and white, clear as crystal. You get nothing. You lose. Good day, sir.
He sounds like somebody I've heard.
I mean, I don't know. That might be the dancing on the grave or hanging on the rim if it's for a basketball reference.
I really felt like they were showing Gwyneth Paltrow's face up close while this was being read. I thought a dollar bill all wadded up was going to fly into the frame and hit her on the side of the head.
Here's your award.
Did they have, Kelly, you watched, did they have cameras on plaintiff and defendant?
Yes, they did.
Did his face register any emotion when Sanderson lost?
Not emotional, a little bit.
Not even a woo.
Not an eye roll. I think I might have rolled my eyes.
Yeah, he gave a little. He looked down a little bit.
She's an actress.
His lawyer shook his head, and she shook her. There was a female attorney, and she.
Now, I don't know much about the legal system. I know that there are often appeals, but this seems like this one's.
It's over.
Done and closed.
I think it is. I mean, they said 100%. There was just no coming back from it. It was every single judgment she could get. And I didn't realize this either until yesterday. He said after that he was so downtrodden and he had so many injuries and everything. Going into it, to the ski crash, he was blind in one eye. He had a cataract on the other eye. So the part of their case was you can't see and you're going down this mountain. Mm-hmm. And secondly, after the fact, they listed all the places he had traveled.
I heard that yesterday, too. He said he was a shut-in invalid.
Yeah.
But he went halfway around the world.
They were like, you've been to Paris, you've been to London, you've been to Prague. And it was like they listed 20 cities in Europe. And
have you been to Istanbul? Yes. You've been to Amsterdam? Yes. Paris? Yes. Yes.
That's good lawyering.
Oh, they got it.
It's extraordinary.
They got it.
So y'all don't travel?
Yeah.
Right. Sit here.
But what I loved about it, Dave, and this is, I told this earlier to Chris Demm and Biggie, as Gwyneth Paltrow walked out of the courtroom, she left first. The judge said, the defense may go. And I got the feeling she wanted to get out before the reporters really had a chance to get after her. And she just, as she left, leaned in and whispered something in the plaintiff's ear.
Really?
Terry Sanderson. Yes, we saw that. Now, Chris Demm and Biggie were guessing that, what was the term?
F-A-F-O.
Which is F around, find out.
You've been Paltrow.
Crotch point.
You don't think she just said her website, gloop.com?
Well, that was another. We weren't sure.
Goop mother.
I'm going to send you a candle. I want it. Why send a candle?
Exactly,
you're here.
Right here. I'm going to send you a vagina candle. How about that? No. So, you know what? They asked him later, what did she say to you? And he said, it was very nice. She leaned in and said, no hard feelings. I wish you well. That's all she said to him. And that's
got to be pretty rare, right? Between
what I thought.
Plaintiff and defendant in any case.
And to me, it put her in a great light. It's like, okay, here she is. I wish you well. That's it. It's over. And you know what I said, Dave? Now, maybe this is a Pollyanna-ish of me, but I think those two should become friends. go skiing together and then go on these shows and say, look, if we can come together, how come we all can't come together? You know what I'm saying? See what I'm saying?
Put some music behind it, maybe a montage.
Put a montage behind it.
Yeah.
I mean, if these two who are on opposite ends of a $3 million lawsuit that was settled entirely in her favor can come together and forgive and forget, why can't the rest of us? You know what I'm saying?
Let me tell you about my best friend.
Take a note, Congress. Take a note, right? That's what I would.
Now, he does owe the lawyers, her lawyers, right? Doesn't he have to pay that? That's got to be at least 5 to 6 figures, I'll bet.
I would think.
Do you know what Gwyneth Paltrow is going to do, by the way? If now that they said this last night on Court TV, she's already paid her legal team's fees out of her pocket. If so, she would be paid back by Sanderson. She's going to give it all to charity. She said, "I don't want anything out of this. I'm giving every bit of this to charity, and I'm just saying that's how it is."
You know, in the course of our lives, we've all known and worked with a number of attorneys, personally, professionally, what have you, and a lot of them will say, especially there's a certain, I guess, subset of attorneys who say, we don't get paid unless you get paid.
That's right. That's right.
So I guess she has to break off a piece of that dollar.
She did, yeah.
Yeah.
And just slide a dime over to the guy.
That's right. That's right.
I'm going to take care of you today while we're together. I'm not going to send it in the mail. Stamp costs more.
Here you go. Take this. Exactly. He told Extra after the fact,
the losing man?
The plaintiff, the loser in court, he said, you get some assumed credibility because you're a famous person. I think that's why she won this case. Who wants to take on a celebrity? It's no wonder I hesitated and the jury hesitated. I believe she thinks she has the truth on her side, but I absolutely know that I told the truth and I did not bring. He still claims.
So he feels he was railroaded.
Yeah. I felt like the whole time they both thought they were telling the truth, but
he seemed like a shaky witness, correct?
He was, and her legal team was much better. They outmaneuvered his team at every turn. They had those graphs up about how it couldn't have gone the way that the plaintiff said it was going, and
he brought it to court.
He did, and it took a long time, and it never looked like it was going the right way for him. So Gwyneth Paltrow easily wins that. There's one more piece of news today.
Well, there's a lot of snowpack out west. They can still go skiing.
Yeah, she said.
What if that's where they next saw each other?
Tahoe.
Top of the slopes again.
You again.
Oh, there you are.
You first.
Yeah.
No, you.
We know that's when last time. You first.
We see little Chris Kelly down there trying to get him on the same gondola going up the mountain.
You too.
Come on, y'all.
That's right. That's what I said.
Just slide a bottle of peppermint schnapps between them.
Let's get along. You two get along, One more piece of news today. This is about, I was stunned by it, and it's making the rounds today. There is a whale that has lived in the Miami Seaquarium. The whale's name is Lolita. The whale is 57 years old, 5,000-pound killer whale, and it is known to have been mistreated over the years. It would entertain audiences at the Miami Seaquarium. Well, now, after years of negotiation with the city of Miami, PETA, several other animal rights activist groups, that animal, that 5,000-pound killer whale, will be relocated to the waters of the Pacific Northwest and reunited with its 95-year-old mother.
What?
Who they took it from as a calf 57 years ago.
They've been tracking Mom?
They know where Mom is, yeah. Apparently the mom lives in that same, this little area.
Well, that's where we saw them.
In the Pacific Northwest. You saw it.
Yeah, it's amazing. I love orcas. They're gorgeous creatures, but what are the odds this thing survives the trip?
They say
it's going to go around the Cape of...
Yeah. Oh, swim it through the Panama
Canal. Yeah. Panama Canal?
The Friends of Lolita group was started by Indianapolis Colts owner Jim Irsay, who spearheaded the project to get this 57-year-old whale back to its mother in the Pacific Northwest. I didn't know that whales live that long.
I didn't either.
They said that the mom is in the sunset of her life.
You think?
And would rejoice.
Oh, Lord, look who's here. Is that my Lolita? Come close, I can't see you.
This is utter nonsense.
It is.
I mean, look, I don't want animals abused in captivity more than the next guy.
Right.
But this is such a nonsense feel-good story.
She was taken off the coast of Washington State in 1970 at age 4, okay? and has been in that Miami Seaquarium for what PETA describes as 5 miserable decades.
Yeah.
While she was treated poorly in a tiny little area for swimming and made to entertain the crowds at the Miami Seaquarium.
Look, I don't want to start another joke train, but this animal has lived in captivity in a small container, having food brought to it for 5 decades, like our very own Biggie.
Over the line!
That's over the line. Tell me that's not over the line.
And now you're going to move her in with Mom? This is Biggie's life arc.
I don't know if you heard the other day, Dave.
Do they make Ocean Dash?
Dave.
Over the line!
Listen to these two. Let them say it around me and see what happens.
You made a joke yesterday, Mike.
Let them say but not near you.
Yeah.
Not where you could hear it. I wouldn't do that.
You're behind closed doors.
Yeah.
That's right. Biggie told us recently, and this is about him being in one place for some time, just as this whale has been for 50 years, more than 50 years. Biggie said to me a month ago, I'm moving out of my apartment. They're raising the rent too much. And I said,
Rent's too damn high.
Rent's too damn high. So then earlier this week, Biggie told us, after a lot of back and forth and some serious negotiation, I've decided to stay in my downtown bachelor pad apartment. To which I said, oh, well, how much did they come off the rent increase? And he said, none. Not $1.
How can you say no to that?
Well, exactly. You can't turn
They
that.
slid a piece of paper across the desk and said, this is your new rent. And he said, all right.
I'll take it.
We have Biggie's apartment manager on the line.
It's all there, black and white, clear as crystal. You get nothing. You lose. Good day, sir.
That was it, dude.
Okay.
He's a born negotiator. This
Got
guy.
Now, are they going to, how is an animal that has been literally spoon-fed for 50 years going to be able to survive in the Pacific
what I was
Northwest?
wondering.
It will take 18 to 24 months of training her daily and a cost of about $20 million to get her back to Washington State to live in the wild.
It's got to be all volunteer money, right?
It is. It's all been raised by this group headed by Jim Irsay.
Friends of Lolita.
Friends of Lolita. That's it. That's right.
I thought it was a porn site.
I did too.